So from there, I want to actually go into our first main topic, which is instancing in BDO. So instancing in Black Desert has actually started to become a minor thing in Korea with the Red Battlefield. So first I want to, for anyone that doesn't know, the original Red Battlefield was an overlay on the standard world map. To get into it, you talk to your Black Spirit, and it put you on the team with the lowest number of players, either red or blue. From there, you can freely fight anyone else who is also in the red battlefield. There's no karma loss, and upon killing them, you can win some tokens. So from there, Korea decided to scrap that and go to the new red battlefield. Kento?
Yeah, so for those who don't know, the new Red Battlefield, it was recently patched in a few weeks ago. And the way it works now is you started out like the normal one where you talk to your Black Spirit, but after you talk to him and you click the button, you're teleported into an instance arena that's locked off from the rest of the world. And inside this instance arena, it worked like any other battle arena game you'd probably play, where it's more structured and you obtain points for getting kills. Uh, some interesting ways that it works is the more kills that a person has, the higher their score. And then if you die from the opposite team, they get a better score from killing you. So it's kind of emphasizing trying to kill whoever has the highest score. Uh, at the end, the team with the most points is the one who wins. And some notable mechanics for it is that most people will get 1,000 extra HP, and if you're undergeared, your attack and defense will be compensated. How much is to be tested, but yeah, there's that. So the issues that I have with the current Red Battlefield system is mainly the fact that it's instancing you. It's putting you off from the rest of the world and carrying you to your own little unique corner of the world. And what this does is it kind of hurts the open world PvP that's in the game that was the original thing that drew me to the game in the first place was everything just out in the open world, none of this instancing.
Kento, if I can interrupt you right there,
Go
one
ahead.
thing I want to mention is that the main thing that differentiates Black Desert Online from every other game out there on the market right now is that it is everything you do is open world. So everything you do comes into interaction with the world, and we should be working on keeping that world alive instead of separating the players from it.
I totally agree on that one, since it was the original concept. I mean, you have a huge world, you have not a single loading screen besides logging in once, so why would you throw that away just for some buttons or something like that?
So moving on from there, the reason, at least I believe, the Red Battlefield was introduced is at the moment the open world PvP in Korea is dead. When they merged the servers, the mega server Korea ended up with has 24 channels at this point. It is nearly impossible to find GVG or open world targets. When I go out to grind in Korea, most of the time I don't see anyone, and at most maybe one person.
Right.
So one thing I want to point out from here is that we really need to work on keeping channels down in NA or go with the standard couple server model, because we can always ask DOM to merge servers together, but once a mega server is created, you
There's no
can't
way
really.
to split it. Yeah.
Yeah, splitting is not really an option.
So the Red Battlefield was introduced as a fix for Korea. I think if we all actually participate in the open world, there's no reason that should ever be introduced in NA because we really don't need it. Um, Kento, if you want to talk about the other instancing and 3v3s in the game.
Yeah, so for those who don't know, they also have a 3v3 mode in the game. As long as you're on a channel 1 for the server, you can queue up for this mode, and you can queue up with your party of 3. And what happens is you're teleported straight into the Altanova arena, which is inside the media zone. You will be able to fight, and it's first to, I think it's the first to 3 rounds, or best of 3. Is that
Best
right?
of
Best
best
of
of three.
three.
Best of 3, yeah. And the best of 3 is the one who actually takes the win. And there's not really any rewards for doing this. It's more so just for bragging rights, just to be put on the leaderboards. Um, but again, I kind of have mixed feelings with this. I hate the fact that it's instanced. But if they could implement something like that that's out in the open world where it's not taking you away from the game and putting you there, I would be okay with it if as long as it's just not instance. I guess that's my main gripe is it being instance.
Well, there's also the thing the Altinova arena at first was open world, and since the
Yeah,
introduction of that mode, you cannot enter it anymore.
you can no
But you
longer enter
also
Alton Arena. Yeah.
you can't even watch the matches, if I remember right. Which
No,
you
you
can
cannot.
do on all the other open world arenas like Heidel or Calphion. You can always just join and watch.
Hmm.
For everyone that has seen, I know most people who have played the alpha have seen the Heidel arena at least, so they know that you can set up your own 3v3s or 2v2s rather easily. So there can be player run or GM run tournaments. Whether they keep the 3v3 or not, I think as long as they keep it for pure bragging rights, so it does not have anything to do with rewards, at that point I think it's fine to keep, but it should be for bragging rights. That way people are still going to the open world for all the rewards and for progression within the game.
Right.
I mean, the open world arena even works very well. Community has proven it with the organized 3v3 or one-on-one tournaments that has been held like a month or two ago. That worked out fine. It's just people need like some usual normal etiquette and stuff
Hmm.
behind
Yeah,
it.
I think having the arenas out in the open world is great for community building. It allows player interaction, which I think is key for any kind of MMO.
That's true.
So with that, I would like to address the last issue that was hit on by the mega server merge. Actually, a part of that, we discussed guild versus guild a little bit, and I want to bring up a part of guild versus guild some people may not know about, and that's the upkeep.
So yeah, so if you're doing guild versus guild and you declare war on another guild, so apart from being able to freely attack that guild from then on after you declare, but you also have to make sure that you're remembering that you're paying a 1 million silver upkeep fee, or not upkeep fee, but declaration fee. But after you pay that fee, if the guild that you declared war on doesn't declare back on you, you have to pay an upkeep fee, which is 200k silver currently on the Korean version. In my opinion,
Per
what this
hour.
does,
Sorry,
yeah, per
200k
hour.
an
Sorry.
hour, guys.
So
So
yeah, sorry, 200k an hour. Sorry, yeah, there's that. So in my opinion, what this does is it hurts the smaller guilds compared to the bigger guilds. Larger guilds, they're able to complete more guild missions in a much more efficient and timely manner than a smaller guild. And because of that, it's just easier for them to get money. Silver comes easily to them. Um, so this kind of makes an issue where the scaling for having a fight for a smaller guild and trying to be constantly in war with another guild, it just makes it a little bit hard and it's a little bit more stressful on the smaller guilds. So I was trying to think of a system that would enable smaller to actually benefit from this system. And final, you had an idea for that, right?
So one thing I considered is you can scale how much the upkeep is depending on the guild size. So I'm not sure how feasible that would be for them to implement, but considering you upgrade your guild for how many members are in there, they could have the variable for the cost of the GVG upkeep be dependent on the size of your guild.
Yeah, I think that would actually be a really good idea.
I have to agree. Scalable fees would be something nice. I mean, I remember back in the days, right, Kento? When we started
Mm,
out, we were a fairly small guild,
right.
and we started to have GVGs, and the upkeep wasn't that high at first.
Yeah, at first it
And we
wasn't.
had some great wars with 2 or 3 guilds actually, constantly, and the legendary horse wars. But when we got the patch which they changed the
Yeah,
upkeep,
the upkeep
it
cost has pretty much just
suddenly
killed all
killed
of our
out.
PvP. Yeah,
Exactly, because we were so busy killing the 2000 giants, the 4000 cat people, and whatever you needed for the quests. We were more busy to trying to uphold the keep for the war and
and
not
actually
actually
fighting.
warring people,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly.